Hi there, Loy Machedo, Sophie from loymachedo.com. And who's loymachedo.com? Today, the date is 27th March 2015. Time right now is 8:48 in the morning. Okay. Yesterday, I had a workout with my torture coach. His name is Jacques Sophie Gilbert. Now, this guy, I mean, he looks like this thin guy, but he is like, he's like a absolute torture machine. You want to remember your sins, you want to suffer, and you want to think of your mother and your father in life. You want to regret the bad things you have done. You need to train under this guy. He rips you apart. He gives a new meaning to the term rape. I mean, his workouts are unbelievably intense. He pushes you to the point you'd wish you're not born. But then after the workout session is over, he's like, you're happy you finished it. Yesterday, he made me work out to the point I was dead. Dead. I was feeling feverish. I was, I don't know, I didn't think I'd survive. But he pushed me and, I just thought, okay, fine. I need to put up a video about the Jacques 10 Sophie Gilbert principles of exercise. The 10 exclusive Jacques Sophie Gilbert. I was actually thinking Jacques Sophie Gilbert is such a long name. So why not make it like Jacques Sophie JSG. So Jugs. JGS. Jacques Gilbert Sophie. Jugs. So the Jugs 10 principles of proper exercise. And believe it or not, this is the stuff he actually makes us do every single day. He tells us. So I think these are important rules that even you should know. So the 10 rules of Jacques Sophie Gilbert, or the 10 Jugs rules. First one, the first rule that he had is dress professionally. I used to train with one club. It's Saja Buera Striders. They don't care how you dress. You can dress up in shorts. You can dress up in whatever you want. They don't care. It's a social club. So nobody actually cared. Nobody actually guided me as to, okay, fine, you're supposed to dress up this way. You're supposed to wear this. You're supposed to wear that. But then when I went to Jacques Sophie Gilbert class, he said, listen, nothing doing. If you're coming for my classes, you need to dress up professionally. And he made sure he educated me what is a proper attire to dress. Obviously, they should be dry fit or sweat proof top because we train outside. Then they should be proper shorts. They should be, if you're wearing compression socks or you're wearing, the compression pants, if you're wearing, then you need to wear the proper socks, which is just not any ordinary socks. So overall, and even the I don't know, you call it the balls guard or what guard? For men, you have that cup sack. So, just to protect your balls from, getting hernia or something. So you make sure that you're dressed up properly and professionally. So the first one is, you need to dress up professionally before you do any exercise. And you need to have the proper attire before and after exercise. So after exercise, when you're all sweating, normally I didn't bother much. So he made sure that he educated me on getting not only a towel, getting an extra pair of clothes, getting a warm track suit, both up and down. And, simple things like he told me, keep your body warm and make sure that cold doesn't affect you. So I know this might sound like basic common sense, but I didn't know this. I really didn't know this. I used to just think, okay, fine, I'm sweating, fine, just go home and shower and all that. So he educated me on the importance of proper dress attire. So that's rule number one. Rule number two, the Jacques Sophie rule. The second one is attitude. He is very particular that you need to be mentally focused when you're coming there. He doesn't want to hear any of your bullshit excuses. And he says bullshit, The bullshit excuses of, oh, I'm tired, my leg is paining, oh, I have a cramp, my stomach is not in place, oh, I had a bad day at work, oh, my girlfriend didn't give me my stuff or whatever. He doesn't want to hear anything. When you come for training, he wants you to be in the zone. That's it. You need to be focused, you need to be fresh, you need to be ready for a hardcore, intense session. Sometimes he actually sends us messages, me and my team, he sends us a message a day in advance and tells us like, listen, you're going to have a very intense session tomorrow, so you better be ready, be mentally focused. So that kind of, puts you into the frame of mind. So the second one is attitude. The third one, equipment. Now, normally, I didn't have any particular equipment. I would just take my bag, So he made sure that if you take everything. We will take the water, we will take the mat, we will take the protein drinks, we will take the protein bars if we needed. Everything. You need to plan out everything in that bag of yours. And when you come, there's no borrowing, there's no lending. You need to have everything that you need with your bag, and you need to be ready. So the compulsory stuff that he always makes sure is, one is your mat, because we exercise on the ground. Own water, it's very important. Then you need to have the tracksuit or track pant to keep yourself body warm, a towel to clean yourself, and yes, deodorants and perfume if you just want to freshen yourself so you don't stink. So these are the basic stuff that he makes sure that we get. So number 3 is get your equipment. So the Jacques Sophie Gilbert number 3 rule. So the Jacques Sophie number 4 rule, Gilbert, Jacques, okay, 4. Plan your post-workout meal and your pre-workout meal. So, wait 1 minute, let me just write this down. Okay. See, the post-workout and pre-workout and post-workout meal, I normally used to just think, okay, just have whatever you can few hours before. If you're training at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, the last meal we are supposed to have is at 12 o'clock. And at 12 o'clock, you're not supposed to have like a heavy meal, like he always says paratha, you're not supposed to have Indian food is very tasty but very unhealthy. So you just say have little fish, white meat, and make sure that you have fruits, and maybe at 4 o'clock just have juice, so your body has it's not too full, and at the same time you don't get acidity. So that is a pre-workout meal. And post-workout, immediately after the workout, you need to make sure that you have a protein bar or a protein juice so that your body gets the replenishment. So he's very particular on the post-workout and pre-workout meals, something that I never used to think about. So Jacques Sophie rule number 4, Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 4, that is plan out your pre-workout meal and post-workout meal. The Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 5, importance of stretching. Even though I've been doing exercise for the past 18 years, I never stretched. I didn't like stretching. I didn't want to stretch, and I didn't know why anyone would stretch. And after joining his classes, I really understood the importance of, stretching. I could not even touch my knees. I used to struggle. Then, eventually I learned to touch my toes. And there's an art in stretching. It's not like keep pushing. When you're touching your toes, you keep pushing front. No. You just need to stretch, keep stretching. And, there's an art. So you need to stretch different parts, your quads, your hamstrings, your lower back, your abs, your shoulders, your neck. So the importance of stretching, and like he says, the biomechanics. Oh, I say the biomechanics. Okay. Anyway, both is the same. It helps you get into the natural rhythm of moving. So the Jacques Sophie rule number 5 is the important Jacques Sophie Gilbert. Okay, Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 5, importance of stretching. The Jacques Sophie rule number 6, as they say, importance of core muscles. Now, most of the Indian bodybuilders, they like to train the arms and the chest and the back and the shoulders and the traps. They never train their legs. Then there are other bodybuilders like me who used to train their legs because we like strong legs, and we used to like strong upper body. But I should never train the abs, never, because I just asked myself, why the hell should I train my abs? Never trained my abs, I never bothered about it. He instilled the compulsion that I had to train the abs, the obliques, the core muscles, the lower back. I mean, he made it so mandatory, and to the point where you literally cry. And the reason for that is, if your core muscles are strong, your posture, your support, the important muscles are taken care of. In fact, your whole structure improves because of your core muscles. And that is not something I really thought about, and I realize now how important core muscles is. So the Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 6 is the importance of core muscles. Now the Jacques Sophie rule number 7. Now this is a strange one. I never knew that this was an important rule. The importance of shoes. Can you believe this importance of shoes? Now, being a runner, there are a lot of running techniques that he teaches us. Fast running, slow running, long distance, short distance. He is very particular about shoes. And the one brand that he is really fond of, I think you should know it, Asics. He loves Asics. And Asics, if you're listening and watching this video, please You need to sponsor this guy. This guy is great. He loves your shoes. He keeps marketing Asics, and he hates any other shoe. So Asics, if you're looking for a local guy to sponsor, he is your man. Asics is a really good shoe, and I kind of enjoyed the experience with it. Although there are other shoes which I like Adidas, not bad. But he is very particular on Asics. Now, why am I talking about shoes is the impact that you have on your body, it gets absorbed with shoes. And Asics is, the technology is such that, you bounce, especially a guy like me who's like 94 kilos, when you jump, you need a shoe that gives you that cushioning, and Asics is kind of tough. It has this gel technology which really works. I used to think all this is bullshit, but I realized after being with Coach Jacques Sophie that shoes is pretty important. And you might find this really strange, but you need to know how to tie your shoes. I should just put my shoes in a little loose way. He made me, or rather educated me on tying it tight, and it should be really tight. And the last hole which is there, just after all the laces are there, there's one hole which is near the ankles. I never knew the importance of that, and he taught me that that is for the ankle grip. So in case your ankle is weak, I never thought about it. And so the importance of shoes, make sure that you have the proper shoes. Invest in a good pair of shoes, because that can affect your posture, that can affect your knees. It can even keep you injury free. Then number 8. This is one thing which, So number 8, that is the Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 8. I never thought this was something that he would recommend, but whatever he teaches us, he always tells us like, okay, fine, don't believe what I say. I want you to go and research. I want you to find out. I want you to see if it is right or wrong. And that is a really amazing thing about Jacques Sophie Gilbert, because that really makes you realize that he is not a person who is insecure about being proved wrong. He's always open to learning and growing, and he himself educates himself. He always spends time learning something new. So the importance of research. So he has also told us, always research, find out new things, and make sure that like the research for having a fruity day where you have only fruits, having a day where you're slightly fasting, having a day where you have anything and everything you want. So this all has come through research, and the guy really thinks hard. Okay. So the Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 8 is importance of research. Now the Jacques Sophie Gilbert, see, I'm making by heart the name. Rule number 9, importance of maintenance. By maintenance, what it means is you need to take sufficient rest, at least 8 to 10 hours. And by rest is not being on the computer, which I'm very guilty of. You need to have a massage, which I really don't mind. I love the massage, especially the special bits at the end. And relaxation, you need to always relax. Just empty your mind and relax yourself. And there's one more thing which you also need to do in terms of maintenance is have a good supply of vitamins and minerals, because as you grow older, after 30, your body cannot cope up with the pressure and stress, and not all the food give you all the nutrients. So the importance of maintenance, you need to maintain your body like you maintain a car, otherwise you'll end up in a lot of injuries. So he always also recommends space your workouts, have good rest, come fresh, and massage and recuperation. So the Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 9 is importance of maintenance. And finally, number 10, the Jacques Sophie Gilbert rule number 10. This is the most important of all. He always says, enjoy yourself. You need to enjoy the journey. You need to enjoy, yes, you need to have goals, but you need to make sure every workout that you do, you enjoy. And the one thing which I like about Jacques Sophie Gilbert is, he always keeps asking, give me feedback. You got something to say. Don't say it behind my back. He was training the Filipino triathletes, and Filipinos, and they're nice guys, they're nice people, but they have this slight gossipy habit that they don't tell you directly. They'll go behind the back and they'll discuss between themselves and they'll gossip. And he doesn't like that. And even our Indians, me being half Indian, full Indian, whatever. Indians also do that. They keep talking between themselves. So that's a bad habit. He just says, you got something to tell me. Tell me. Face to face. And there have been many times where I've told him, like, I didn't like today's workout. I didn't feel it was very intense. And he really appreciates. He says, I like this. It's man to man. I really appreciate and I really respect it. And believe it or not, he changes the workout accordingly. Yesterday, he raped me. The reason being is because I told him it was not intense enough the previous session. And he really gave me a workout for which I loved it. So, the Jacques Sophie rule number 10 is enjoy yourself. Make sure that you make it as enjoyable as possible. So, now let's summarize the 10 Jacques Sophie Gilbert, or the Jacques Sophie Gilbert, no, Jacques Gilbert Sophie, JGS, Jugs, the top 10 rules. First is dress professionally, wear a proper attire before and after. Have a proper attitude, number 2. Number 3 is bring your own equipment, that is your own mat, your own water, your own protein, your own stuff. Rule number 4 is plan out your pre-workout meal and post-workout meal. Rule number 5 is the importance of stretching. Rule number 6 is importance of core muscle. Rule number 7 is importance of shoes. Rule number 8 is importance of research. Rule number 9, importance of maintenance, that is rest, massage, relaxation, vitamins, minerals, and all the stuff. And rule number 10 is enjoy yourself. So these were the 10 rules by Jacques Gilbert Sophie, or the 10 Jugs rules. And believe it or not, if you apply it in your life, take it seriously. This will change your life because it has changed mine. Loy from LoyMachedo.com and who's LoyMachedo.com, telling you and sharing with you his experience with the legend Jacques Gilbert Sophie.